So we'll open up the public hearing on item 6 of the agenda.
Point of order. I'd like to make an announcement and then recuse myself. Thank you. For those you might remember, the last time the housing element came before the Planning Commission, I recused myself out of abundance of caution because I had been doing part-time work for the city and worked on the housing element. And so continuing with that, and in an abundance of caution, I'll be recusing myself this evening. And it was a very pleasant to see you all and have a great meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa. And Lisa, you won't be joining us again, right? This is the only item.
She has left, but yes, that is the only item.
Okay. Hey, Kirk, do you want to?
I'll take it from here. Thank you, Chair. This item before the commission relates to the city's sixth cycle housing element and some minor revisions. Essentially this can be kind of classified as cleanup amendments. So a brief background, last year, the city began the process of updating the housing element for the sixth cycle, or the 2021 through 2029 planning year. This process included several community workshops, planning commission meetings, and the housing element update was ultimately adopted by the city council on September 7th, 2021. Following the city's housing element update adoption, the housing element was sent to the California Department of Housing and Community Development, or HCD, for their review. Essentially, they have 90 days to review and report their findings. In December of last year, HCD identified that minor revisions were necessary in order to provide clarifications relating to the state's housing element law, specifically programs to affirmatively furthering fair housing must have metrics and milestones. As a result, several housing element implementation programs have been revised to include additional language addressing the requirements of state housing element law. The proposed revisions are limited to the implementation programs of Chapter 3, the housing plan of the city's sixth cycle housing element, and specifically provide additional clarifications to the objectives of several implementation programs. These revisions are shown in Exhibit A of Planning Commission Resolution 2022-01. And for further clarification, a majority of the implementation program objectives have been revised to clearly state that the objectives of said programs are intended to address the city's housing needs and reduce barriers to fair housing through increasing the supply of a variety of housing types, increasing the availability of affordable housing, including high resource and opportunity areas to promote access to opportunity and inclusivity of protected classes, providing additional housing opportunities to promote housing mobility and choice, providing additional lower income housing opportunities to address disappropriate housing needs and decrease displacement risk through increasing the supply of affordable housing, and reduce patterns of segregation through providing dispersed opportunities for affordable housing throughout the city. Staff is recommending that the Planning Commission adopt Planning Commission Resolution 2022-01, which would recommend the City Council determine the proposed housing element amendments to be categorically exempt from CEQA, and recommending the Council approve the proposed housing element amendments as outlined in Planning Commission Resolution 2022-01. Before I turn over the the mic or the camera to the chair to begin the public hearing. I would like to note that there is a clerical error on Exhibit A. The header or title of Resolution 2022-01 was carried over to Exhibit A, and instead it should read amendments to the implementation programs of Chapter 3, Housing Plan of the city's 6-cycle housing element. This is just simply to note for the record, as staff will be cleaning up this clerical error before it goes to the city council. With that, that will conclude my presentation, and I'll turn it over to the chair to open the public hearing and available for any questions or clarifications.
Thank you. We'll open up the public hearing on this item at 6:40 p.m. We'll follow that same process. People can raise their hand through Zoom, and our deputy city clerk will get the list going, and we'll start it.
Thank you, Chair. I did not receive any written comment. And I do not see any hands raising.
For clarification, for those listening in, this is a time for public comment on this item. So if you wish to speak, please raise your hand. And also for the record, staff has not received any correspondence relating to this item.
And we had received communications before, which were incorporated into the packet, though. So those
Correct.
From last time were included.
Correct. The previous process included extensive public outreach and engagement. All those comments were noted in the record and incorporated into the housing elements, which is why the attachments for this item included the former planning commission meeting along with the city council meeting.
So again, the public hearing section is open. If there's no comments, then we'll close it at 6:42. Do any commissioners have questions for Kirk on this item or comments? No? Okay, pretty straightforward. I think we had previously approved it, and these are seems to be some pretty minor changes. I guess importance that we comply with the state mandates. If there's no questions or comments, we can I'll take a motion if anybody's wants to. I know it's a long one. Any volunteers?
So move. I don't know. I so move to adopt somebody help me out here.
Maybe we can share from the packet so that if you put it on the screen, then you can have a read from there. That's.
Kirk, would you like to read the recommendation?
It is quite long, so I will actually share my screen. And hopefully that is, can everyone see that? Okay.
Yes.
So it's right under recommendation. So adopt resolution 2022-01.
So move to adopt resolution 2022-01.
And you can read both of those.
Both of them.
Or-
Is that required, do you think?
You could incorporate it by reference if you would
Okay,
like.
I'd like to reference number 1 and 2 underneath recommendations as part of the movement.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Can we do a roll call vote, please?
Absolutely. Commissioner Altamirano,
Aye.
Commissioner Arce,
Aye.
Commissioner Northrup,
Aye.
Commissioner Rose, absent. Commissioner Smith, absent. Vice Chair Baker recused herself, and Chair Contreras.
Aye. And so it passes.
Thank you.
We'll move on to item 7 of the agenda, which is just, does the city manager have anything for us or anything else to discuss?
The only thing I would add is I believe our senior planner Kirk's forwarded some information about a planning commissioners academy specifically designed for new planning commissioners. So this would be at the city's expense if there are any planning commissioners that would like to attend the academy that is sponsored by the League of California Cities. So please take a look at that information, and we'd be happy to support commissioners that would like to attend. And the academy is March 16th through the 18th in San Ramon, so it's within driving distance. Thank
And
you.
planning staff has one update for the commission and those listening at home. The planning commission meeting minutes for the October 26th, 2021 planning commission meeting and tonight's meeting will be brought to the commission for review and approval at the March 22nd, 2022 planning commission meeting. So with that being said, staff is anticipating 2 items to be scheduled for the March planning commission meeting. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Any commissioner reports? Okay, well, with that, I think we'll adjourn the meeting. Meeting adjourned at 6:46.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you, Chair.
everybody.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Hi, everybody.
evening. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you guys next month.
Okay, thank you.